Hey everyone, welcome to the Learning Ladder. I'm continuing on with my How I Teach 6th grade series, and today we're talking about history. I'll link the other videos below for the I've done language arts and math so far. Okay, so over the years we've done history a few different ways. So we cycled through Story of the World once. Then for 2 years we worked on the curriculum that I made, which is called Journal on Journey Through Time, which covered our history through notebookings with videos and activities and baking. It was really fun. For 6th grade, we cycled back through ancient times. So I'm using two main curricula this year. We are using Story of the World, and I'm also using CGP history. Okay, so how I work Story of the World, how I use Story of the World is we do get the giant activity book, and if you notice, for every chapter, it'll give you book recommendations. Well, it'll give you books that you're supposed to use for the chapter, but at the end of the information, it will give you additional reading that you can do, literature suggestions, and so on. It'll also give you a bunch of different crafts or projects or baking or different activities you can do that complement the unit. So what I do is each year I use a notepad and I go through each chapter. I always do this during the summer holidays or prior to the summer holidays, and what I'll do is I'll write what books, in addition to the requested reading that's required from the activity guide, would I like to use, and I'll make a list of those, and then I'll also include what project we will do for that particular chapter. So I plan all that out in advance and keep it in my notebook, and then every week when I do my homeschool planning, I just grab this out at the same time with my homeschool planner and write down any activities or books that I need supplies for, or that I need to put to the side in our morning cart ready to complement the chapter. And how we use it, we'll read the chapter or listen to the audiobook. Mostly we listen to the audiobook, to be honest, because I do have it for this one. And I think he's actually an interesting narrator. I do actually like his style. Then we'll look at any corresponding cross-referencing that we need to do with the Osborne Book of History or the... Then after we've read the chapter, I will go over review questions with her. We'll do a narration exercise. We'll look at our additional books. Then we'll do the activity. So we'll do the map work from the student pages, and basically the student pages are, I think they look like this. So you have the map. I've just got the PDF version. You have the map, which is part of the map work, and then they have additional activity pages depending on what you're doing that particular week. So it'll say here, do your map work, and if there's any student pages, it'll tell you that too. So for example here, student page 45. Then the next day, so that's on the Monday, and then on the next day we will do the project. So we'll do any kind of baking or craft or activity that goes along with the chapter. And I use the School Nest history notebook, and what she'll do is she'll put her notebook into here, any information, any notes, and also she'll stick in her map work. And this year I did actually get a lapbook template off Pinterest, so we've been sticking in those lapbook pieces as well that go with each chapter. For this year I did decide to add the CGP Ancient Egyptians study book, because we've used the geography ones in the past of CGP and we really like them, so I thought this would be a good one to try for history, because obviously we're doing that time period. So this is what our chapters look like. It doesn't match exactly, but it's just another way that history can be presented, and I do really actually like this particular curriculum. So this is what it looks like inside. So they have a 2-page spread. And then they have their corresponding pages to do, depending on which lesson they just did in the study book that goes along with it. So in this case, some of the questions were, in your own words, explain why ancient Egypt was so wealthy. What is bartering? How is it different from the way we buy and sell things today? Read page 31 in your study book, answer this question. And then in this case, draw a picture of a boat and label what things might have been transported in ancient Egypt. We've got true or false statements here. We have got, again, something to draw, design a piece of jewelry from an ancient that any ancient Egyptian person might have worn, similarities and differences between ancient Egyptians and the way people in Britain dress today, design a shield. So you can see that it's quite interactive. It's not just, you know, boring questions. It does actually present and challenge them in different ways. So I do really like this study book curriculum with the CGP Ancient Egyptians guide. So yes, okay, so I thought I'd share with you some of our favourite history books that we use for Story of the World. Okay, so the first one is the Osborne Encyclopedia of World History. We've used this book for so many years. This was a huge worth investment. It was really, really worth it to get this for school. I think we got it in first grade or something like that, and we've used it pretty much every single year, so we love this one. A Street Through Time, a 12,000-year walk through history. This is again a fantastic book. I think they do have a new edition of this, because obviously I bought this years ago, but this is in terms of time periods. We also got A Child Through Time, a book of children's history. Again, I've had this one for years and we've used it several times throughout the years. Definitely worth the investment to purchase. And again, this goes through multiple time periods as well. DK Knowledge Encyclopedia of History. I love this series. They have multiple different types of books in this series, science ones. It's just a fantastic series. I love how visual it is. It is a fantastic series. Highly, highly recommend the Everything You Want to Know About series. Or I think it's actually called the Knowledge Encyclopedia series. We have A City Through Time. This will add to any history curriculum that you're using. These books will, whether it's a textbook style or a Charlotte Mason style, I think. And this one, again, is a fantastic book. I think these will go complement any curriculum that you're using. And in terms of table of contents. And then the last one, although there are many more, I just picked a handful. Timelines of Everything. Fantastic series. Love them all. So that's everything. That's everything for how we're doing history this year. It's been going really well. I'll link Journey Through Time below if you want to check out what we've done previously. That was the curriculum that I made. But we're very happy with our history this year. As it turns out, which is really, really perfect timing, really, and perfect in terms of the fact we did ancients this year. Next year is actually going to be medieval anyway, which just worked out perfectly fine and perfectly well. So we'll just be doing medieval times next year anyway. But yes, we won't be using Story of the World. We'll be using a different curriculum, but it's just the time periods have miraculously tallied up well. That was not intentional on my part. It just worked out that way. But we were due to do ancients this year, so I guess maybe technically speaking it's just the natural cycle of what you would expect, and that we'd be doing medievals anyway next year. But I'm just really happy that as it's turned out we are studying the right period this year to go on to medieval time period next year. Not that it makes any difference, but if you're wanting to study it chronologically, then it's worked out well. So that's everything for our history this year. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what history curriculums you use. I'd love to know, and don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. I'd really appreciate it. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.